because of an incident that occurred at this house behind us last night. And we thought it was important that not only do we talk about the incident, but we take this time to make sure that our citizens are safe during the holidays. And so first I want to offer my condolences to the family that was affected by this tragic incident last night. At approximately 12:27, the DeKalb County Fire units responded to this address. Upon arrival, they were told that there were several entrapments. They initiated an aggressive attack and search to find any victims or occupants. They located 4 victims who were removed from the home. One victim was taken by ambulance and later succumbed to their injuries. We also had 2 other individuals that were transported to the hospital. We had 1 person that was treated on scene. We've had 29 fires in December alone. We've had 11 fires since Friday. We know that there's 3 reasons primarily why fires start. One is because of unattended cooking. 2 is because of heating equipment. 3 is because of electrical malfunctions. And so what we want our citizens to know is how you can prevent those fires from occurring. When it comes to cooking fires, it's important that you do not leave that food unattended. At all times, there should be somebody watching that pot. When it comes to heating devices, it's important that you have your furnaces serviced. That if you use a space heater, you give that space heater spaced at least 3 feet. That you do not use a space heater as your primary source of heating. Electrical malfunctions. Make sure that you're not using extension cords. You're not overloading them or outlets. It's also important for us, and why we have all these folks here today is because we're going to canvass this area. But it's important for us to tell you that the number 1 defense from a fire that occurs in your home will be a smoke alarm, an operating smoke alarm. Interesting fact, 50% of all the fatalities that occur in homes occur between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. Let me repeat that. Those fires occur between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. 50% of the fire deaths occur during that time. So this device right here that we are going to give out, we're going to distribute throughout this community, is that lifesaver. I ask you to also take care to have an exit plan out of your home. It's important that you know a way out, more than one way out of your own home. And if you use burglar bars, that doesn't become a hindrance that traps you in your own home. So with that being said, I'm going to give a number for those citizens that may not live in this direct area that they can receive a smoke alarm. That number is 404-587-6318. I'll repeat it, 404-587-6318. We will not only bring you that smoke alarm, but if necessary, we will install it. Thank you.
Chief, can you say what started this fire? There were smoke detectors in the home, and how people who lived here were alerted to the fire?
So the fire itself is still under investigation. We are not sure how the residents, because we know of 2 that were in the house, how they were alerted. We do know that the call did not come from this home. The actual call came from one of the other residents who may have saw the fire itself.
And early on, you don't know if there were working smoke detectors in the home?
We do not know if there was working smoke detectors. That's correct.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and express my appreciation to Chief Fulham and the brave men and women of DeKalb Fire Rescue who do such an outstanding job protecting the citizens and residents of DeKalb County. I would also like to express my condolences to the family who suffered this great tragedy this morning. And as a matter of fact, we have two members of the family here, the Ziegler brothers. This home belongs to their grandmother, and I want to say to them that we will do whatever we can to support you and your family as you try to overcome the challenges that you face. You have our number, you have my number, and please reach out. Young Mr. Ziegler here actually worked at DeKalb County government in our summer youth program, and he's a great artist and photographer, and we love you so much, and please express that to your family. Finally, this morning, one of the burdens or the realities of being CEO, whenever there's loss of life in a fire, Chief Fulham contacts me directly through text and email. So this began early this morning. And then about 6:30, 7 o'clock, I was talking with the chief, and he was recounting the horrific loss of life that occurred here at this location. And during the conversation, we decided that we should mourn those who've lost, celebrate their lives, but also take affirmative steps to try to save lives still living, to do whatever we can to spread the word about fire prevention, to let citizens in DeKalb know the resources we have available, and to try to make this holiday season as safe as possible for all of our citizens. 29 fires in the month of December, and we're just halfway through the month. So thank you, Chief Fulham. Thank you for the men and women who serve with you. Thank you for these men and women who will now canvass this community and every community who is without a working smoke and fire detector. We want to be there for you and to serve you. And I want to thank the members of the media for being here who can help us spread the message, to be safe, to take preventive steps, and to call us if you don't have a smoke detector so that we can get one to your home as quickly as possible. And once again, to the Ziegler brothers and your family, we love you, and we're just going to continue to put our arms around you. I ask if you would like to say something, you can. Feel free to do it. But we love you, and we appreciate you, and let your grandmother know that we'll be standing with you throughout this tragedy. Would you like to say something?
Thank you.
Chief?
Chief, if we could ask, first of all, our condolences to you guys for your loss, and just wanted to let you know we're thinking about you all and praying for you. And Chief, wanted to know how your guys are doing. That has been really tough for them to show up on a scene with a cooling bomb house and just with what happened. How's everybody doing?
And thank you for asking, first of all. You know, they're doing as well as can be expected. This is tough. These firefighters, the number one job and the reason why they do it is to save people. And anytime they show up on a scene like this, where they know that the tragedy has already occurred in many cases, and that in most cases it's going to be recovery. It's tough, and I was out here last night, and I'll tell you one thing I was most proud of is when I watch the firefighters work. They're very aggressive about what they do, but when it came time to deal with these loved ones and removing them, they did it with respect. They took their time, and they really understood that moment for the family that was standing right where you are in many cases. And so I thank you for asking that question.
Can you tell us an update on how the people who did survive are doing? How many are still in the hospital? And I know you spoke to the family that there was one of the loved ones that was pregnant. Can you just kind of update us on other?
Yeah, so I did have an opportunity, if you don't mind, just to speak about their grandmother who is in a hospital who did receive burns. And they were saying that she's doing well. And I was glad to hear that she is. She did receive second and third degree burns, but she's doing well. She's the only one in the hospital at this time.
It's very early, but can you speak to any resources that are being made available for the family if there is that need?
Yes, I can speak to the fact that we were just having this conversation, and we're going to love on them. I mean, these two individuals right here, one of them mentioned they wanted to be a firefighter. And you know, I hope that happens. I hope that happens. But we're going to be here for the family. We're going to support them.
I spoke with a spokesperson for the Red Cross,
Yeah.
and they, of course, have a good relationship with you guys,
Yeah.
and your firefighters already put them in touch
Mhm.
with the family,
Yeah.
and they're working on that. Can you talk about how people watching this can help? I mean, is that a good resource for people to go to? I know they can't specifically allocate money to any particular families, but can you talk about the Red Cross
Mhm.
and how those donations can be used to help you guys help them?
Yes, the Red Cross are our partners. They weren't out here last night, but they were ready to come. And anytime that we have an incident where there's a family that's displaced, they show up on the scene. They will assist those families in at least having a place to stay that night if need be. There are certain resources that they can offer. So if I can, yes, I would recommend it. If you have a place that you would like to put some dollars, that's a good place. The Red Cross, they are truly a partner.
Thank y'all so much. I want our communication staff will be sending out a press release with fire safety tips. And you know, I can't dictate, but I can beg and ask that you will include some of that information in your reporting on this story. We will save lives if you do. So thank you. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Pat Bailey. He's our medical examiner who's standing with Chief Fulham and his command staff. But thank y'all so much.
All right, at this time we're going to start our canvas